Hello, this is Christian Semlich here, and I want to share a interesting conversation that I had today with a female leader. And we were talking about, the development of leaders and how she went up in the career ladder. And then we were talking about changing behaviors and, listening to stakeholders' feedbacks. And, the topic was not readily be ready to take critics or feedbacks and to admit mistakes, especially to admit mistakes. And then the question was why was that happening? Why didn't she want to adapt her behavior? And then I got an interesting answer, and I want you to see that here with a specific picture. And this is what she said: women need to armor up. And I had to, during the time of my career, I had to armor up myself, to climb the career ladder and to get where I am today. You know, in leadership, there's one rule: what brought you here won't bring you there, which is not my quote, but Marshall Goldsmith, one of the leading leadership coaches in the US. Well, when women armoring up, that means there are things that they fear. And she told me she didn't want to feel vulnerable, or she feared not being respected for admitting a mistake. So she put herself into a virtual armor and did not admit any mistakes, or it just went on. Well, at a certain point, this becomes a problem when you want to advance in the career ladder, when you want to get up, when you want to move forward, however you want to say. But when we think about what does that mean, armor up, they put an armor on. There are so many things that women are facing when they want to move up the career ladder, when they want to make a career. And one thing that I often hear or that I see is that they're not being respected because they're a woman. Quite often, they also support this kind of picture by the way they behave, and usually they do not see it. They don't see that specific behaviors are not being respected by men. And yeah, still in the leaders section, in the top positions, uh, these are mostly dominated by men. So what they are facing, for example, are subtle sexual harassments, and they're sometimes reduced to their looks, what they're wearing, the colors, or is it nice? Is it sexy? Is it kind of whatever it is? So they're often reduced to that, and they have to prove themselves, and that's a thing that is holding them back long term, because they do not dare to be vulnerable, to admit mistakes. And this can be a very important part. Be ready to admit mistakes, and don't try to armor up and to keep everything away from you. Everyone makes mistakes. Everyone is in a progress, in a development. And in this development, mistakes happen. That's natural, that's normal. The times where we have to be tough and hard are mostly over. Not in all of the companies, but not in all of the fields, but mostly it's over. We are in change leadership. Leaders are more becoming kind of coaches instead of being the tough, leaders who are making the decision, telling in which direction it's going to go, and so on. And this means also, and that's not only for women in common, um, that we have to think as leaders again about our roles. We have to think about how do you want to achieve access, and that's not by armoring up, and that's also not by making lonely wolf decisions and just going for it, but much more involving the team. When you armor up, especially then as a woman, well, you get a certain respect for what you do, but behind your back, they're talking. And at a certain point, they're not completely supporting you because they don't know if they can trust you. And as we heard, building trust is a very important part. When they see you as a person who can admit mistakes, this can be very, very powerful. And it doesn't mean that you are vulnerable. It shows only that you are very aware of what you're doing, what is going to happen, and that you are open potentially, hopefully, for suggestions, for feed forward feedback. Feed forward feedback is, yeah, sounds strange, but feed forward. So be ready, be open to get suggestions, but also still decide if that suggestion is going to help you or not. In most cases, there is partly a truth in it where you can improve. So just wanted to make you aware of why women are sometimes behaving so hard, trying to be a man, is because they're armoring up and giving away opportunities by that, by behaving like that, by trying to protect themselves from something that would make them even stronger. Difficult to see, I admit. So I hope this was helpful. This is going to be part of a presentation that I will have tomorrow. And I would love to see you on the other side. Reserve your seat. You get the link in the comments here in Facebook as well as in LinkedIn. And I'm hoping to see you there soon. And if you liked it, please like and share. Bring in some peers, bring in some friends. And I'm going to teach some very interesting principles and to talk about growth and some topics that are specifically and only for women. Men are allowed, but in the Leadership Academy, then later on, men will not be allowed. I hope to see you soon and wish you a great day. Make the best out of it. Have fun. Bye.